is substitution. So equations arriving from substitution. Exercise 2H. I'm just going to do a couple of questions. I want to do question, wait, it's supposed to tell me the pronumeral. I'm going to do question F and G. First question, question 2F. If V squared equals U squared plus 2AS, find, I think we're trying to find S if V is 22. Question 2F. If V squared equals U squared plus 2AS, find S if V is 22, U is 6, and A is 12. Question here, actually, this one's pretty easy. I probably shouldn't have chosen this one. You're trying to find S. What do? Substitute? So 22 squared equals U squared is 6 squared plus 2A means 2 times A times S. This one's actually not the type that I thought it was. So you can work out 22 squared or you can leave it for later. Anyone know what 22 squared is? That will automatically be done together, but you could put it in brackets. 404 equals 36 plus 24S. I'm sure you know how to solve that. 484 minus 36 equals 24S. 484 minus 36 is 448. Is that right? Yes. So 448 over 24 equals S. I've just done 2 steps in one. So this one's not hard. S is 18 2/3. That one was actually okay. I thought it was going to be a different type.
Yes. I've got a question. Instead of writing 484 minus 36, I just write the answer straight away.
Yeah, that's fine. And a lot of people just do it in one step. They go 484 minus 36 divided by 24 all in one step. Okay, I'm going to go and do some with squares, square roots, etc. All right, that one was actually easy. The next one I want to do is question 2G. If m equals the square root of x on y, find, question 3G, find y when m equals 8 and x is 4. Okay, we're doing that question. So, if m equals the square root of x on y, find y when m is 8 and x is 4. Do your substitution. 8 equals the square root of 4 on y. Okay, what do I do now? What are you trying to get rid of? The which sign? You're trying to get rid of the square root sign. What is the inverse operation of square rooting? Opposite of square root is squared. Opposite of square root is squared. For example, watch. What's the square root of 9? What's 3 squared? Back to 9. So the square root of 9 squared is just 9. Because square root of 9 is 3. 3 squared takes you back to 9. So square root and squared are inverse operations. No, I wouldn't do that. So what you need to do here is, you know how we've been just picking up things and taking them over? When you're doing squared and square root, what we're really doing in all those other cases, we are doing the same thing to both sides, but this is a case where you need to really show that you're doing the same thing to both sides. So what I'm really doing here, I'm going to square both sides. So I've got 8 squared equals the square root of 4 on y squared. So girls, the square root and the squared just cancel. The square root and the squared cancel. Girls, why do you think I showed this? Square root of 9 squared is 9. Girls, what's the square root of 4 squared? Tell me. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Just cancel them. They're inverse operations. So girls, a square root and a squared sign cancel each other out. As I've shown you here, square root of 9 squared. Square root of 9 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Just, they're opposites, they're inverse operations, they cancel. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 squared is 4. Look, square root of 16 is 4. 4 squared is 16. May as well just instead of doing it. So therefore, 8 squared is 64. I've squared both sides. What do I put here? 4 over y. What do? I don't want this y down the bottom. It's like trigonometry. Think of trigonometry. If you've got tan something is something over x, and this x is down the bottom, what do you do with it? Y equals 4 over 64. You swap, or you can just go 4 divide by y, opposite of divide by y. Do you remember this? Where you swap across. So if you remember that trick, do it. Or you go 64 times y equals 4. And then you divide by 64. Which is the same. So therefore we get 1 over 64, no, 1 over 16. Question 6. And question 6 says, girls, this is a really typical formula that a lot of people use. It's the formula to convert from Celsius to Fahrenheit. So it says, the formula F equals 9 over 5C plus 32 converts Celsius to Fahrenheit. Find out what each of the following temperatures is in Fahrenheit. I'm not going to do that. I'll do one of them, but I really want to do part C of this question. So question 6, this is the formula. F equals 9 over 5C plus 32. Where is that C, on the numerator or the denominator? Where it goes on one of them, it's on the numerator. Otherwise it would be 1 on C. That C is on the numerator. The 5 is the only thing here on the denominator. If you just saw a C, it's automatically on the numerator. 9 over 5, and C is sitting in the middle. It belongs on the numerator. Just like this 32 is on a numerator, 32 over 1. Now, that means F equals 9 over 5C, as you can see it in the question over here, right? See this over here? The C is on the numerator. It's not on a denominator. So now, the first question is, I'm going to jump straight to question C. No, it can't. The reason the C is on the numerator, when you look at the formula, 9 over 5, what do you think is it between the 9 over 5 and the C? Times? Let's have a look. 9 over 5 times C. Watching. What does C mean? C over? C is on the numerator. So 9 over 5C means 9 over 5 times C. C is C over 1. It's 9C over 5. I had to really stress that because if you put it on the denominator, you're going to get it wrong. So anyone ever watched any American films and they say that they've got, you know, little kids got a fever of over 100 degrees? All right. Well, let's see what that is. I'm going to put that in now. You might watch an American film. This kid's got a temperature of over 100 degrees. Obviously not our 100 degrees. That's in Fahrenheit. Let's put that in here and see what it is in degrees Celsius. So entering F is 100 equals 9C over 5 plus 32. Okay, how do we solve? Where is that number on its own? Number on its own is 32. So what do we do, girls? Minus 32. What's 100 minus 32? 68. Do I need to write minus 32 or you're okay, girls? 100 minus 32 is 68 equals 9C over 5. What do I do next? Okay, girls, what happens now? 9C divided by 5. What do I do? 68 times 5 is 9C. What's 68 times 5? 360? 340? 340 equals 9C. So therefore C is what? How do I do it? 340. Come on. Divided by 9. What do we get? 340 divided by 9. 37 point. It's not even a fever. 37.8 degrees. I think they say normally 104 or something is the fever. So, girls, 100 degrees, if they say 100 degrees in America, that's 37.8 degrees Celsius. 100 degrees Fahrenheit is 37.8 degrees Celsius. Get the idea? Is A equals a half A plus BH. You should know that formula. What is it? What's the formula? Yeah, find A when capital A is 64, B is 12, H is 4. Off you go. Have a go. So capital A is 64 equals a half bracket. A we don't know. B is 12. H is 4. Actually, this is a good one to do. What are you going to do first? Tell me what this all means. I'm going to write this out. 64 equals a half times A plus 12 times 4. Girls, if I ask you to multiply 3 things together, it doesn't matter the order in which you multiply. So looking at that right-hand side, what do you think you should multiply? The half and the 4. Multiply them together. So girls, 64 equals a half. Half bracket means half times the bracket. Bracket number means bracket times the number. Half times 4, that's right. Half times 4 is 2. Bracket A plus 12. Good. Now, instead of expanding this bracket, I want you to, that is a 2 times. Can we not expand the bracket and try the other way? Come on. What do you think I want you to do next? We can expand or we can do something else. 64 what? You can just divide by 2 because it's 2 times all of that. As long as all of that's in one bracket, it's almost like 2 times x is 64. 2 times bracket is 64. I can do 64 times divided by 2 is bracket. Do you get that? Because 2 times bracket is 64. Normally you would divide by 2 if it was just 2 times x, wouldn't you? Do you see what we're doing? You don't have to do this. 32 equals A plus 12. Therefore, just by inspection, what does A equal? 20.